Well, this game I did on my laptop, but I moved over to the desktop last night when I was doing group chat with my buddies last night. Here is my first ever game, playing as Texas for my after action report, and holy crap! Well, actually, it wasn't my first time. The first time I got annexed by America. Back a few years ago when I first played them. But I tried again like a week or so ago, and this is the final result. As thankfully, once again, I had America save my ass from when Mexico invaded me, as you always do. But this time I managed to avoid getting annexed. I don't know how the hell did that happen from last time out. However, unfortunately, when I attacked Mexico when America was helping me out, I was trying to siege back some territory. Unfortunately, Mexico, instead of fighting America, they decided to fight me and kill off all my troops. So I was not able to build any army whatsoever for over 20 years, which was really bad. But I managed to not only save myself, but I took back all of Texas thanks to America's help. And then sometime later, I actually went to war with Mexico again. I wanted to either take part of Mexico down here or go into the Western Shelf, but I decided to go for the cheaper colony since it took less time in infamy. So I took Colorado instead. So for most of the game, these two Colorado and Texas were not connected. It was really weird. And of course, Colorado got like no population increase like the 1890s, so it was like largely useless. So after that, after I built up and stayed secondary power for a while, I managed to help get America to go around and help me take over parts of the world. So I actually took over all of Algeria, well, this is all Algeria right here, and Tunisia, and Crete. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to colonize in time, so I lost all of this. But I managed to have 2 wars with Italy that managed to get all this for me as I split Italy's colony into 2. And then I actually, thanks to America and later on my own, I took on Uruguay, took them over, and took over parts of Argentina. That was really needed too, because the population exploded, as you can see. Majority Texas! Oh wow, they got Texas really quickly down there too. But anyways, after that, I eventually became great power, and America no longer helped me. And I wanted to take over more of Mexico, but it was very difficult because America was going to intervene. So what I did was, when I got my Cazabelli, I quickly influenced banned America from Mexico's sphere of influence and banned their embassy. So that way they had no time to intervene. And I had to play defense to beat Mexico, since even though I was like 3 times their strength with their mobilized forces plus the USCA in Colombia, they beat us in that regard. So I had to play defense. And I managed to win it and got New Mexico for them. So now my Colorado territory was finally connected between each other after decades of being separated. But then after that, with like a few years remaining, I decided to go big. And I went for Cuba. Now that was very hard and very aggravating, because in the lead up, because the decade or so before I took Cuba, Spain was my sphere. And I kicked them out so I could begin forming Cazabelli on them. And then during that time, they allied with the British and Russia within that few month span. But I realized, fuck it, I can't do it. I have to go fight them. And I did. I occupied all Cuba, and I had to occupy all of Cayman Islands and Jamaica. And then the British came in and destroyed my entire navy so badly that it knocked me out of great power status eventually. It was really hard because I wouldn't be able to supply my troops whatsoever. And then they began invading Texas. They occupied all my African stuff out here. And they started invading down here. And at one point, because I kept winning and winning in the war score tech, because Cuba cost only 14 points, I had a 40 plus war score points. And they still refused to give up. And eventually got to the point where I was fighting with my mobilized forces down here in South America and the British, and unfortunately the British were winning, and looked like probably in another 3 months or so they probably would have won, and if they did, there would be no way I'd ever be able to win this war. But out of nowhere, the British gave up, and that's how I got Cuba. They killed my entire navy. I lost 256,000 men. They lost almost 500,000. So I don't know why they gave up when they literally did have the opportunity to live and continue on, but they gave up, and I won it. And of course, I then quickly threw every single penny I had into my industry because I wasn't going to be able to build my navy up in time to be great power. And I managed to save it until these last few days. As you see here, I'm 9th place, even though I'm still a great power, unfortunately, because China's catching up on me. but the game ran out of time, so I threw every money I could every single day to keep my industry up until my navy got built up. But hey, that was a fun time playing as Texas for the first time. I managed to make a country that had only 15,000 people on the verge of being retaken over by Mexico, and expand them out and made them into a great power, at least for right now, even though the game says I'm not anymore. So I hope you all enjoyed this, and here is the final results, as this was a fun time playing Texas. I hope to one day do in the future, maybe for a playthrough.